In a quiet little town nestlet among rolling green hills, there lived a boy named Коле Сорокин. He was 10 years old, with messy brown hair and a curious spark in his eyes that often wandered away from his schoolbooks. The sun would rise each morning, casting a soft golden light through his bedroom window, but Kolya preferred to dream rather than study. His desk was cluttered with pencils, erasers, and half-finished homework pages, where numbers and words tangled like vines in a forgotten garden. One peaceful afternoon, after school, Kolya sat at that very desk. The air was still, carrying the faint scent of blooming lilacs from outside. He stared at his math notebook, the problems staring back like silent challenges. "We better," he muttered to himself, his voice barely above a whisper. He scribbled answers hastily, wrong honest, as usual. A 5 where a 2 should be, a multiplication turned into addition. His teacher had warned him, mistakes pile up like snow in winter. But Kolya shrugged it off, watching birds flit past the window instead. As the evening shadows lengthened, summiting stretch began to happen. Kolya's incorrect marks on the page, the big red soonest his teacher drew for failing grades, seemed to shimmer. At first, he thought it was a trick of the fading light. But then, with a gentle rustle like feathers unfolding, the soonest lifted from the paper. They grew larger, their wings spreading wide, elegant and wide, yet carrying a weight of disappointment. Kolya blinked in surprise, his heart beating a little faster. What is this?" he whispered, reaching out a hand. The soonest didn't answer. Instead, they swooped down, their soft feathers brushing his arms. Before he could protest, they lifted him up, carrying him through the open window into the cool twilight sky. The town below grew smaller, houses like tiny toys, rivers like silver threads. Kolya felt a mix of fear and wonder, the wind whispering secrets in his ears. "Where are you taking em?" he called out, but the soonest only glided onward, their wings beating in a slow, rhythmic hush. Hours passed, or perhaps only moments, it was hard to tell in the dreamlike flight. Finally, they descended toward a misty island floating in a vast, calm sea. The island of mistakes, it was called, though Kolya didn't know that yet. As his feet touched the soft, sandy shore, the soonest released him and vanished into the fog. The air here was thick and humid, filled with the distant echoes of sighs and murmurs. Tall, twisted trees loomed overhead, their branches shaped like question marks and broken equations. Flowers bloomed in odd patterns, petals forming numbers that didn't add up. Kolya wandered inland, his footsteps crunching on pebbles that shifted like unsolved puzzles. He felt a pang of loneliness, missing his warm bed and the familiar sounds of home. This must be a dream, he told himself, trying to sound brave. But the island felt very real, the salty breeze on his skin, the ground firm under his shoes. Soon, he came upon a clearing where strange creatures roamed. There were animals made of jumbled letters and numbers, a rabbit with ears like misplaced decimals, a bird whose song was a garbled multiplication table. The relatable problem hit Kolya like a gentle wave. Everywhere he turned, his past mistakes come to life. A simple bridge across a stream collapsed when he miscalculated its length in his mind. It is 5 steps, no, 10, he guessed wrong, and the plank stumbled into the water with a splash. Hunger gnawed at him, so he tried to pick fruit from a tree, but the branches twisted away because he couldn't count them properly. "We won't anything work," he groaned, sitting on a rock, his head in his hands. Tears welled up, hot and salty. He thought of his parents, his friends, the safety of his classroom. Mistakes weren't just marks on paper anymore, they were barriers, isolating him in this very place. As night fell, stars twinkling like distant correct answers, Kolya huddled under a leafy shelter. The island's whispers grew louder, echoes of his teacher's voice, reminding him of lessons I. He felt a deep sadness, not just for being lost, but for all the times he had chosen his over effort. "I wish I could go back," he murmured to the darknesses. Sleep came fitfully, dreams filled with swirling numbers and elusive solutions. The next morning, Dawn painted the sky in soft pinks and oranges. Coley rose, determined to explore further. He followed a winding path through fog-shrouded meadows, where dew clung to grasses like forgotten details. In the heart of the island, he discovered an ancient stone tablet etched with problems, math riddles, logic puzzles, the very honest had failed before. To leave this place, a faint voice seemed to say from the wind, you must correct what was wrong. Here comes a gentle twist. Coley hesitated, his fingers tracing the carvings. But instead of rushing, he sat down, breathing deeply. The air was calmer now, infused with a subtle encouragement. He recalled fragments of lessons, addition carries over, subtraction borrows wisely. Slowly, methodically, he worked through the first puzzle. 2 plus 3 is 5, not 4, he said aloud, erasing an imaginary error. To his amazement, a flower nearby bloomed correctly, its petals aligning in perfect symmetry. Emboldened, he tackled more. Each right answer brought a change, the trees straightened, the creatures reformed into friendly shapes. A deer with proper proportions nodded approvingly. Coley felt a warmth spreading in his chest, not just from successes, but from understanding. Mistakes weren't enemies, they were teachers, guiding him toward better paths. He lied softly, the sound echoing gently, as a bridge rebuilt itself when he calculated its span accurately. Chorus blended into a peaceful rhythm. Coley paused often, reflecting on each step. The island's atmosphere shifted from oppressive to nurturing, like a wise old friend offering second chances. Emotions deepened within him, regret turned to resolve, fear to quiet confidence. I see now, he whispered during one pause, watching butterflies dance in patterns of even numbers. The relatable struggle of school felt less daunting, it was part of growing, like seasons changing. Finally, as the sun dipped low again, Coley solved the last riddle on the tablet. A soft glow enveloped him, and the suns reappeared, not as carriers of doom, but as graceful guides. They lifted him once more, their wings beating in harmony with his steady heartbeat. The island faded below, its mist parting like cleared confusion. Back in his room, Coley awoke, or perhaps landed, with a start. The notebook lay open, his mistakes still tore, but now he saw them differently. He picked up his pencil, correcting them one by one, a small smile on his face. The town outside hummed with everyday life, but inside, Coley felt grounded, emotionally whole. He had journeyed far, learned deeply, and returned not just smarter, but kinder to himself. From that day on, each problem was an adventure, each mistake a stepping stone. And in quiet moments, he remembered the island's whisper, growth comes slowly, but surely. Word count, 1024.